Hi, my name is Barry Crampton. Today I'm going to show you around our Range Rover V8, then I'll take you for a ride in it. But first I'll tell you a little bit more about it, if I don't get attacked by these sheep. It's a 4.4 SD V8 Vogue SE automatic, 4-wheel drive, Euro 6 engine. It's 2017 on a 17 plate, one owner from new, fantastic spec, has done 45,572 miles. It's MOT'd until the 16th of the 6th, 2023 and was last serviced on the 30th of the 5th, 2022. Fuel consumption, urban 26.2 miles per gallon, extra urban 37.2 miles per gallon, combined is 33.6 miles per gallon, has a 0 to 60 time of 6.5 seconds, a top speed of 130 miles per hour, out of a 334 horsepower, 32 valve, 8-cylinder engine. So it doesn't have privacy glass. I think it looks better for it. We've got these kind of dark silver blades and the flash down the side, multi-spoke, dark silver alloys, Pirelli tyres all round, really well shod, drives absolutely fantastic, it really does. It's a beautiful car. So it's got the signature headlights, side running lights, high pressure headlamp wash, front parking sensors, the kind of aluminium effect Range Rover grille with the dark silver surround, dark silver panel on the bonnet too. Electric folding door mirrors. It's got keyless entry, keyless go, keyless lock. As long as you've got the key on you, if you put your thumb on the little indentation there, the car will lock. It won't do because I've got gloves on because it's freezing. So I'll just lock that like so. When you come back to the car, if you put your hand behind there, you'll see it just opens and you can get straight in. A good feature. Dechromed around the windows and gloss black here. Panoramic roof with electric shade band inside. Power open, power close tailgate. If you open it from the key, both the things fold down. This is really substantial, well built, so well built enough to sit on anyway. It's got the heavy duty carpet protector stroke tray inside, and then you've got a hard rear load cover here. A couple of other tricks it's got in the back, which I'll show you in a second when I put this up so you can perhaps see better. I'm filming here today because my two favourite places, these two cars or two vans parked on the big double car park, just taking up virtually all the car park. I just went to another one and some selfish so-and-so has parked right across it so nobody else can get in. Anyway, I'm here and it's a lovely day and it's a great car. Right, so bags of room in here. You can put the back seats down from here as well. So if you're loading this, if you open from the key, both these open. If you just open from the button, just the top opens, so you can perhaps load your shopping in or whatever you want to do. But when you want to shut them both, click like so. Reversing cameras underneath there. It's also got a washer jet on it. I'll just open this again. So if you open from the button here, just the tailgate opens. But you'll see here, the tow bar is deployed. Now, there you go. So at the touch of a button, tow bar comes down. No, look, that's the seats reclined, so you can have you can relax in one of these in the back. There's an electric switch here down the side, so you can have the back straighter if you want. I mean, if I had it back there, I'd be asleep all the time. It's like new in the back. It's got the carpet over mats there. this kind of cream or ivory leather finish, ivory roof. The big panoramic roof stretches right over the driver and right over the backseat passengers. Airbags in the A pillar, the B pillar, the C pillar and the D pillar there. I'm not sure what it's protecting back there like, but here we go. Rear centre armrest, there's 2 cup holders there and a little cubbyhole to store stuff. Over here on the passenger seat, the front passenger seat, there's a little switch on the side and the rear passenger can move that forward, give yourself more leg room there. You've got your climate control switches in the back here. You've also got heated seats on either side, dual vents here, dual power sockets and proper kind of magazine flaps, not the netting that stretches and looks all baggy and horrible. The seats are navy blue and contrast stitched. It looks really classy. It's the first one I think we've had with blue seats and I really like it. But having said that, 4.4 SD V8 Range Rover, and it just doesn't come any better than that. It's a long way down. Car's also got soft closed doors as well, so if you just push the door to, like so, it drags it in and shuts itself. I'll take you for a ride. Okay, just dispose of the coat. That's the key, of which we have 2. Just tuck them away in there. Foot on the brake, click the start button, and away it goes. Now I'll just tell you the service history. In fact, I'll just do a couple of things. Welcome back. All working, not overheating. So documented service history. Now that's the PDI, the first one. 8th of 5th, 2018, 4,378 miles, Rybrook Land Rover. 7th of 5th, 2019 at 17,860 miles, Rybrook Land Rover. 17th of the 6th, 2020, 25,217 miles, Rybrook Land Rover. 8th of 6th, 2021 at 32,195 miles, Rybrook Land Rover. 30th of the 5th, 2022 at 42,261 miles, Rybrook Land Rover. It's done 45,572 miles at the moment, so it's not really needing a service. It's all up to date. I'll just show you it's got electric memory seats, 3-position electric memory seats. I've set the first one for me, but the second one, there you go, you'll see the door mirrors changing, the electric adjustable steering wheel changing. So that's position 2. Position 3, so as you can see, this is a massive car and somebody fairly small has been driving it, so there's no problems about driving it. You can see all round the back, it's dead easy to drive. You stick it in reverse, you've got the reversing camera there. Your mirrors go down so you can see the curbs. You can knock that off. Sometimes that's a bit annoying and you can't actually see where you're going, you can only see the floor and then there's something else you want to avoid, so you can knock it off. So we'll go back to somewhere near my position 1. That's not that fantastic for me, but we've also got lumbar support. I'm going to take that down a bit, take the seat down, just take it back. You've got armrest here. What I will do, it's got Bluetooth hands-free, Bluetooth audio streaming. And you'll see this when I plug this in, when I plug my phone in. Just put it back in park actually, otherwise the reversing camera will stay on. That's gone straight to Apple CarPlay. Apple CarPlay is pretty brilliant. It does have its drawbacks, but the funny thing is, Where I'm shooting today, I have no internet, no Wi-Fi signal at all. It's a dead zone, and I couldn't log into my GoPro account. It's Face ID, but it wouldn't log in, so I had to sign in as a guest in order to be able to set my cameras. So everything, you know, we perhaps rely too much on the internet these days, I think. Put my glasses on. Now there's loads of features on this car. I wanted to take you down the motorway today in this because also quite a few people who comment, even though I like driving down these roads and it's nice and peaceful and not stressful, people want to see what it's like and how quiet it is down the motorway. This is just, I mean, it's just awesome. I just don't think you could get any better drive. 4.4 litre, 334 brake horsepower. The award for the most selfish parker ever in the history of the universe goes to this person. This is my second place, and you will see he's cut the whole entrance off there, the whole entrance to the car park. It looks like somebody's having a kip in there because, well, I'm hoping they're having a kip because it's all steamed up. Why don't you drive a bit faster? So this vehicle is ideal for these conditions. Very bumpy road. You see over all the dry stone walls. It's an absolute pleasure to drive. So you've got the power folding door mirrors. The audio system is second to none. It's got the Meridian sound system, and let's just say I'm not sure voice activation will work here, whether we've got a signal or not, but you can control your Apple CarPlay by clicking the voice activation for a couple of seconds, and just telling it what to do. You can just tell it to navigate somewhere and it'll set your sat nav automatically and just carry on. You don't have to touch anything. You can shuffle your music, but the music, if you like it, the cars are designed to be quiet on the motorway, and they've got acoustic glass and all sorts of stuff. And if you like music, probably the best place, it's better than sitting in the house, is to sit in the car, and you can adjust it for you, you know, just for the driver. And just quickly, oh right, Lady Gaga's Top Gun. Turn that off. The sound system's fantastic. It shows you the record that's playing there. One of the other things, the sat nav. Click on sat nav. Now I'll show you here. So there's the sat nav there in the big screen. In the center here, if you click the menu, driver assistance, trip computer, display settings, click on display settings. Just get around this corner first. You'll see there full screen map. So click on that, and that, avoid the roadkill. Just click OK again. Oh, sorry. Just click back. As we go around here, and there you go. You've got your full screen there, and right in front of you. You don't have to take your eyes off the road, just glance down and you know exactly where you're going. I like this because if you're on a road like this, that you're not a good day for the wildlife today. When you're on a road like this, you're driving along and you've never been on it before, you can actually see what's coming up. There you go, right on a bend here, a sharp bend, we know it's coming up. So it's not always to tell you where you're going. Sometimes you don't care where you're going, you're just out for a joyride. But it's nice to know that you've got some hazards coming up. The equipment of the car, heated front screen, heated and cooled seats. So there, if I click on that, I can turn it heating on, or if I click on it, if I click on it, go the other way. There's motors in the seats, and they blow cool air. They blow the air-conditioned air through the perforations in the seat. As I say, actually, I don't want that on. If anything, I want heated on today. Also, we've got on here heated steering wheel, and it gets absolutely toasty. It's so well, it was red hot before. I had to switch it off. And the power in this is effortless, absolutely effortless. I was watching what would you call it? Well, it was an information video, really. And the chap was saying that it takes 60% of the car's energy just to push the air out of the way in front of the car. And also, the second largest energy consumption is deforming the tyres, which is basically pushing you forward on the tyres. And of course, the tyres, with the weight of the car, they're deforming as the car travels forward and the wheels go round and round. And I mean, it's just amazing, really, that they haven't come up with something better than that. All that energy wasted, but 60% of 330 brake horsepower still means you've got more left than a hot hatch. So after you've pushed all the air out of the way, you've got more brake horsepower left than probably. I mean, when I was younger, a Cavalier SRI 130 brake horsepower came out, and it was just, you know, to die for. Like, if you got one of those, you thought you were it. But yeah, this is just awesome, and the fuel economy isn't that much worse than a 3 litre. But the actual feel of the way it drives is, I mean, there's too many animals, as you can see from the various roadkills I've just had to avoid this morning. But you know, this is 2 tons plus, and you just set off like I don't know what. I must knock that off. It's got lane departure warning. The switch to knock it off is down here if I get the right one, so hopefully that's knocked it off. I can't see any use for lane departure warning at all. The only thing I can think it was invented for is people who are texting at the wheel and they drift out of the lane, because if you're driving in this position and you don't know you're drifting across the white lines already, then there's no hope for you. You know, it also gives you a nice red warning that you've drifted along the line, and the steering wheel shakes. Best, or one of the best accessories, which should be standard on all cars, and I always say, is the blind spot warning light. Only needs to illuminate once and warn you, and it could be a motorcyclist's life that you've just saved, or not saved, you've just not killed them, because it would have been your fault. But that is a brilliant accessory or addition to the specification. Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth hands-free, Bluetooth audio streaming. You've got your ordinary sat-nav, or you can use Apple CarPlay. Unfortunately, I've come back this way because I wanted to take the thumbnail to match all the other thumbnails that I do, that has the Jubilee Tower in the background. I might have to come up another day and have a ride up in it, a joyride. You see this chap here, it's not my car park, he's, you know, he's welcome to park there, but I couldn't get my thumbnail thanks to him. And God, this is a good car. I did a review on a Seat something or other, and somebody left a message yesterday, and I must have said, you know, from 70 mile an hour, it'll still take off, and there's plenty of power. And whoever it was said something like, you know, plenty of power, rubbish, or and what would this guy be like if he got in a car that had power? Well, this is what I'd be like. I'd have a big beaming smile on my face. Apart from the fact that I've driven Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Range Rover SVRs, and Porsches, and Maseratis, you know. But it's, oh, and Citroen Amis, it's all relative. I mean, this car will do 130 mile an hour. The chances of me doing 130 mile in an hour in this car are zero. In fact, probably the chances of me doing 80 are pretty low. You see all the people that drive up here, the skid marks there. Sometimes when I'm coming up here, they'll come around a blind bend on the wrong side of the road, hence those skid marks there. The standard of driving is horrendous. And also this morning, stopping the cows. We just timed it right. This morning coming up the motorways, well, there's been a crash, so I may have to turn round when we get up here. But I did want to take you down the motorway in this because it's majestic. And if you watch the Queen's funeral, you'll see the procession of the coffin down from Scotland, you would have seen a big line of Range Rovers. And that's because they are the best car on the road. They will just do anything and everything. You can see way in front here. Whenever I drive one of these, I try and drive it as smooth as possible because it's so nice. And I try and get it to change gear when I want it to change gear, not via the automatic. Although you can press that down, turn it over, and then you're in sport, and then it'll do that. Or you can change using the paddle shift, like so. Everything's easy to see, everything's easy to program. This new sat-nav system could be easier. I don't think it's as easy as the old one, but it's okay when you get used to it. And as I say, if you use Siri, then it's just, you know, very, very easy. I don't know whether we've got a signal here. Of course, I can't touch my phone, but so the voice activation, we'll just try it. If I click my thumb on here for a couple of seconds, navigate to PR5 4EA.
Getting directions.
Well, I think it's done 4EE, but it's only a demonstration. The actual sound came through my glasses, but would normally come through the speakers. But that's it, it's just directing me. I've not had to do anything, I've not had to touch anything. You can send a text, you can just do what you want. Here we go. Send a text to Barry.
What do you want to say to Barry?
I'm in a Range Rover 4.4 SD V8 and it is absolutely awesome.
It says, I'm in a Range Rover 4.4 STVA. Any is absolutely awesome. Do you want to change it or send it?
Send.
Done.
I mean, it didn't get it 100% right, but that's probably my voice. And you'll see there, I've got a text, which is me texting myself. So, I can either touch that and it'll read, or voice activation again. Read texts.
I'm in a Range Rover 4.4 STVA. Any is absolutely awesome. Would you like to reply?
No, thank you.
That's everything.
So that's Apple CarPlay. You can tell it to shuffle your music. Here we go. Let's see. Play Glory by The Score.
Glory by The Score now playing on Apple Music.
This is not another drill.
Cancel music. It's never need to take your hands off the steering wheel. Unless you want to turn your heated seat down, which is getting very warm. It looks like the motorway is moving, so we'll be able to do that. It's also got collision warning in front, so you get too close, a big red triangle comes on and it makes like a submarine dive noise, a klaxon. I'm going to switch the heated steering wheel off. You've got the pan roof there. If I click forward, you'll see all my grey hair disappearing in front of your eyes. There we go. The pan roof makes all the difference inside the car. I mean, it's just a completely different environment with the blind closed. Ooh, you see what I mean about these country roads? We'll put that back. But the handling on this thing. Now, is he going to pull up there? No, he's not. He's just going to make us both squeeze through. Not too bad. We've got front centre armrest here. It's chilled in the middle. You've got two USBs, which is where my phone is plugged in at the moment. A power socket, and also that looks, I think that's a HDMI. It's got TV as well. I forgot the TV. So let's just see. So if I go to there, and then we'll knock it back to the Land Rover system. You've got media, TV there. I probably won't be able to. Oh, I thought I could just stop here, but no. There's a car behind me. I may have to. Oh, and it's got dual screen display. So, the driver, if you've got the sat-nav on, you can see the sat-nav, and the passenger can watch the TV from over there, but the driver can't see it. Good, Bennett, where are all these cars coming from? Right, so he's turning. That's good. I'll get across there. No, don't just stop for don't stop for like a second just to let me just go along there and pull up at the roundabout instead. 10 yards later. So there you go. Anyway, you've got source, click on source, and you've got television.
Only coffee when we get back to the office, or you'll fumble a simple
I'm going to turn that down, put sat nav on here. So that's sat nav, and we'll just whiz round here. We're not yawing over. The suspension is very comfortable, not too soft. Here we go. I can set the cruise control here. So if I set this like so, set the cruise control like so, that's 60 miles an hour it's set for, and then I can adjust. There we go. You'll see there, I can adjust the space between me and the car in front. So that's narrowing the space. I'll increase the speed. This guy could have dropped in front, sorry, could have dropped behind, but no, dropped right in front, right in the space that wasn't really there. And that's keeping me. I'm going to change the mode back to display settings. Okay, so knock that off. So there we've got our normal display, speedo on the left, digital speedo in the center, and rev counter on the right telling you what gear you're in, and that's keeping me a certain distance from the car in front. Look, if I increase that, I'm dropping back. There you go, the gap's increasing, it's slowing me down, and it will actually bring me to a stop if the cars in front stop. But anyway, we want to go a bit faster. We're in the king of the road. Oh, I'm just going too fast there. So there we go. We've got, let's just drop in here. It's telling you how fast. It's got the traffic sign recognition as well, so it's telling you how fast you can go on this road, which I always find useful. It's just an awesome car. I showed you before with the heated seats, but you've also got a switch there, so you click the switch on and there you go. Temperature, you can move it like so, or cool it, which is actually easier than doing it that way, or just knock it off. I forgot to show you the seats going down from the back as well. So you just press the switch in the back and the back seats will fold down. And if you're on the motorway, it's just the best car to be in. Best driving position, best suspension. You just float along. It's we went to pick a car up on well, we went twice to the same place to pick it. Two vans up on Friday, and each time on the way back you just stuck in solid traffic, and it was actually quite pleasant. It was restful. I had an audio book on, and I was sat in the traffic jam in basically what I could be doing at home. Sat in my armchair listening to an audio book or reading, and you know, it doesn't seem like a wasted time, but I can't think of anything else, any other vehicles that I'd probably be as comfortable doing that. Just what else have we got? Here we've got your terrain response controls. So you click that up and you can change your off-road settings. That's in automatic. That's your stop-start, auto stop-start, which is stupid. stupid on all cars. It again, John and myself were going to pick a vehicle up. We were on a really busy roundabout. Traffic flying past on the right, not slowing down to what they should have done. I was just about to set off. Car cut out into the fuel saving mode. Just as I pressed my foot to the accelerator, it delayed, it went off and come back on quick, but just delayed us enough really that I had to brake. So that I would knock off every single time. We're coming into a 50 zone now. I'm not in a hurry. We'll get down to 50. And the weight this vehicle carries, it's kinetic energy. That's Lance. I'm just going to have to dink him at the moment. 46, 47, 48. So I can set it there. It's set to 49. If I click it again, it's set to 50. Clicked it too much. There you go, 50. Then we'll do the, that's knocked the distance off. There we go. Just turn it down a bit, so we'll move forward. And here we go, we're into 70. Oh, that's the blind spot warning indicator as well. Fantastic, it's gone off. Here we go, another vehicle coming up, there you go, blind spot warning. I honestly think that that piece of equipment is appreciated a lot more when you've ridden a motorbike for any length of time. There you go, mode. So that's telling me what's on the TV. Oops. Display settings. Now then, we're getting close to this car in front. The adaptive cruise control is just slowed me right down. We're speeding up again. I'm not touching anything. I've not got my foot on the accelerator. I've not got my foot on the brake, but I can control it from here. There you go. That'll just drop us back. There, we're slowing down. We can override it by touching the accelerator and getting out into the traffic. There you go. I mustn't have switched the lane departure warning off because it didn't want to come out the lane there. And just Wait for this Jag to go past. And then, there you go, it's holding me in lane. Into menu, vehicle settings, okay. Now we want driver assistance, don't we? That's vehicle settings, vehicle information, source, driver assistance, click OK. That's the forward alert. Reverse traffic detection, lane keep assistance. That's clicking it on. Now that's funny. So if I have that on, and then I just turn over, it's got both. There you go. It's just vibrating, but not stopping me. So if I knock that off, and then we go back to resume cruise control, that's coming up there, but this time it's showing in orange, and then I try to go across the line, it is pulling me back. Guy behind me will think I'm a nutter, but he was well behind. So that must work differently when the cruise control is on. So we'll set that 70. The orange light is on. There you go, we've got the warning lights again. We're coming into a 50. Drop that down to 50. That's braking me as well. So yeah, it must. That's not working off the sat nav, is it? Because we're on a 70-mile-an-hour road, so it must have recognised the signs. And we're at 50. I'm just going to try. There's nothing behind me. It is resisting me coming back, or trying to keep me in that lane. So it must operate differently when you've got the cruise on. We're back in 70. That's turning me back into the lane again then. Of course it won't, if you indicate, it's fine. So if I indicate here, I can just go across the line. Just get in front of this car. It's pretty quiet. This stretch of the motorway, tarmac's quite rough, it's quite noisy. Big tyres. But it's been so well looked after, this car. It's been somebody's pride and joy. We always do well with Vogues as well. Drives fantastic. There's no knocks, even with all my camera gear in. But that's because there's nothing. It doesn't get jolted. It's just everything's smoothed out. I've got got my travel mug down there, an aftershave bottle, my glasses case. You've got the keys in there, they're not rattling. Will I be able to get past these cars to turn in left? The double glazing guy gets a wiggle on. I don't want to cut them off. There we go. I think that's sufficient room. So cruise control's still on. It's undertaking this vehicle, which I don't want to do. So it has got a little bit of a drawback there. Just resume it. Set that to maximum. Then off we come. I can't tell over here whether the TV is still on. I can't see it. So that's gone off. Oh, there. So that's showing the TV. When I set off, there you go. As soon as I set off, it's gone. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Go back. Well, I don't know whether it works with, perhaps I should have done that. So Apple CarPlay. We'll just check and see if, going way too fast there. You just don't know you're moving.
To get a quote today, just call our friendly UK team on 0800.
Right, I'll just park here, 1 second. So stop, put the handbrake on. We need dual screen.
It's month-to-month payments for back-to-back freedom.
Land Rover. So dual screen,
It's being able to
television.
swap the car whenever you want. It's everything included, from insurance
Right,
to charge.
so
Drive on to the future.
of course I can't, right, there we go.
Welcome to Pluto
If I put
TV, a free streaming service.
sat nav on,
Over 150
there.
live channels, from crime to movies to reality and a whole lot more. No
So if
side,
I put-
you dive right in. Drop in, it's free. Pluto TV.
that's the sat nav,
Suppose a business transaction.
that's the TV.
Tune you and keep your money.
You can only see it from the passenger seat.
Now, there's a point of view that I can relate to.
Okay. So we know that's working. I'm going to turn that down. And then we'll go through the chicane. Just make sure we don't have any knocks on the steering. Loading the wheels from side to side. Let's say 2 ton plus vehicle. There you go, it changes direction like I don't know what. I'm catching this other Range Rover up, so here we go. Right, left, right. No noises, car's perfect. That's about it really. I'll finish the video there and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.